Victor Von is a venomous villain, and easily one of the greatest threats and characters in the Marvel Universe. He's also the namesake of this show, but he's more than a foil to Reed Richards. And I love Dr. Doom because he's far more than a big bad, if he's even actually a villain. I'm Latverian loyalist and Doom mega fan Dan Umpton. This is the Doomcast. He's got better armor than Tony Stark, all handmade and full of runes. Better magic than Doctor Strange. He was briefly Sorcerer Supreme. He's richer than Bruce Wayne. He's better scientist than Reed Richards is. He's uglier than the Thing, handsomer than Loki. He's been a god twice, and one time he retaught himself all the magic in the universe over a period of 6 million years just so he could come back and make one person have a very, very bad day. When everyone else in the Marvel Universe was brought to Battleworld in the early 1980s, he was the only one willing to do what it took to claim the power of the Beyonder, a higher dimensional being capable of reordering reality. When Reed Richards created a transdimensional portal that let him commune with a council of alternate versions of himself, they informed him that the first thing most of them did was murder Doom from their world because he's so goddamn dangerous. Why? Well, it's only because our Doom started crossing dimensions and pitting alternate versions of Earth against one another for thousands of years under the guise of Rabo Malal, the Great Wheel, the Destroyer. What's that? Who gives a shit? It's Jonathan Hickman! And when Doom saved the multiverse from destruction, and in doing so gave himself the power of a god, not the Jack Kirby sense of an Asgardian sense, but in the transcendental Hindu sense of a god, even with that power, dude didn't even fix his face. He made it worse just to prove he was fair. He's a Nietzschean figure in many ways, beyond morality, at least in his own mind. He's an Ubermensch, but not a Nazi. He's fully self-actualized. He is a narcissist. He's the ultimate heel in pro wrestling terms. Nefarious, always a step ahead, but always brilliant. His costume says it all, really. Flamboyant, flowing, silver armor and a cape, but scratched steel. Olive drab. He treads a line between being at once larger than life and entirely real as he straddles the lines between science and magic. He's either the Donald Trump or Kanye West of the Marvel Universe, but smoother, smarter, and more intelligent than either of them could ever be. He's a narcissist, yes, but only because he's justified in earning his own respect. He's not a villain. He's a very, very ambitious man. That's not just my opinion. That's the opinion of creator Stan Lee.
He's one of Marvel's worst villains, biggest villains. But if you really think about it, you could walk up to any policeman in any city and you could say, "Officer, I want to rule the world." It's not a crime. He couldn't do anything to you. You could want to rule the world, and you could say that. Nobody would do anything. So if you really think about it, Dr. Doom, who's one of the world's worst criminals, doesn't do anything you could be arrested for.
I love Doom and characters like him for a number of reasons, because in many ways he's far more real to me than a man who's perfectly uncompromising moral character, who was frozen in ice and suddenly became the symbol of the United States of America, or an alien Boy Scout with a perfect coif and a hair curl who's uncompromisingly fair as well. Doom is uncompromising, but not out of a sense of justice, out of a sense of a will to power. He was raised by a gypsy witch and grew up to attend college in the United States and go back and liberate his beloved homeland from a fascist dictator to become an equally authoritarian dictator. He's a great character for the same reason that many pro wrestlers, rappers, and other stage personas are incredibly good characters. He's larger than life, full of bombast, and maybe not an entirely good guy. I'm well aware he's not a good guy, but if you don't see a little bit of yourself in characters like him, the Hulk, Lobo, Deadpool, Lex Luthor, Vandal Savage, or Magneto, you're lying to yourself. Above anything else, a compelling motive is what makes villains believable, and a believable villain is what makes unbelievable superheroes enjoyable. So what's a more compelling reason or motive than maybe just being better than everyone else, being the greatest of all time, the #1 King Shiznit Obam? That's Victor Von Doom. Thanks everybody, and thanks for watching the greatest webcast of all time, the Doomcast.